you know my name? If I saw you in heaven, would it be the same?
You, Random Toon was an inspiration for, first of all, playing Toontown and being a Toontown YouTuber. His dank memes were the greatest ever, and I wish that he could have made more.
I know.
And,
So we're just waiting for everyone to gather around, and then we're going to go down to the river, or by the river, over there, and do this memorial for Toon.
Would you hold my hand if I saw you in heaven? Would you help me stand if I saw you in heaven?
Okay, before I get into my official intro for this, I just wanted to say that this is absolutely incredible that everyone is here. Like, seriously insane. Like, I didn't expect this sort of turnout. If you don't know who I am, I'm Sarah. I am Michael's girlfriend. And I just wanted to say very briefly that we've had our fun today. You know, we've done the T-posing and the dabbing and stuff, but this is a memorial, so let's please be respectful. So I will get into the intro then. Welcome ReplayFX and ToonFest 2018 attendees to the balloon release honoring the life of our beloved community member, Michael James McKitterick, known to many as Kong or Random Toon. Born on November 8th, 1995, and dying on June 24th, 2018, Michael had a true gift for making people laugh. He was able to make a huge impact on 20,000 plus people in his short 22 and a half years on Earth. He inspired people and generally just made everyone's day a bit brighter with his abilities to entertain and be a genuine person and kind friend to all. My name is Sarah Mudd. Some of you may know me as Clove, but my favorite title by far is Michael's girlfriend. You'll be hearing more from me later, but first I'm here to introduce our other speakers, Makoto, Smirky, Nat, Loonatic, who is also speaking on behalf of QuackityHQ and LoopyGooPyG, and Disyer. First, we'll be hearing from Makoto.
Just press the power button.
I've got to turn mine up. My name is Mac. I'm the creator of the ReplayFX Discord and one of the ceremony organizers. I've been in this community for about 6 years, and I followed Random Toon's work for a long time. I spent many late nights watching his videos and searching for him on TTO with a buddy of mine. You could say that we were extremely dedicated fangirls. There was a gathering that happened on Toontown Online a month before it closed, where several of the known community members were gathered at one estate, and I remember Kong being one of them. I took a bunch of screenshots with him and talked with him for a bit, and he was really kind towards me, which I really appreciated. When the event was done, everyone went outside and started goofing around, and as stupid as this might sound, I somehow found my way glitched into a house. Kong noticed this and declared that he would, quote-unquote, save me from the house's evil clutches. It was such a small gathering, and I don't think many people remember it, but it meant so much to me. From Coach Kong, to Toon's Collab, to Random Toon, Psychiatric, and M Playing Games, Kong had a unique way of comedy, and it was comedy I always looked forward to watching his content. He was an extremely influential figure in my Toontown life and still continues to have a positive impact to me to this day. I'm very grateful we had someone like Kong in the Toontown community, making it a very positive place. Thank you. Oh.
It's okay.
And up next we have Smirky speaking. Speak loud.
Speak loud. Speak loud. Speak loud. I will. I got you guys. Okay. How do I sound? Good?
Yeah.
Okay. Dear Toontown community, we're all gathered here to honor a valued member of our community, Michael James McKitterick, otherwise widely known online as Con or Random Toon, who unexpectedly passed away last month. It is so much easier to mourn in silence. It takes away the worry of not being able to get your words out, or just even simply getting the right words out. But silence or not, one thing which I am sure we all appreciate today is being here all together, in person, authentically, sharing in each other's silence and moments of thought for Michael, who we all loved as a friend, a loved one, and an entertainer. I couldn't think of a more powerful way to honor his life than this ceremony and memorial, and I acknowledge all of you for being here in this moment today. We will all have our own personal and special memories of the mark he left in our hearts, in our lives, and it is very hard for me today to even be up here, hearing my own thoughts out loud, trying my best to focus on the happiest moments that Michael brought us. I am certain of two things though. Michael would have wanted us all to be here today with our happiest thoughts of our times spent together. He was always positive like that. He is still here with us, I believe, in this moment, very strongly in spirit. Michael was such a strong person through and through, from character to personality and presence. Ultimately, I believe we are all here in this moment because somehow, somewhere, we have all been touched by Michael's legacy. For me, he will always be on my mind. I'll never forget when I first met Michael in 2011. We grew together over the years and stayed up late sharing stories with each other. We worked on several projects to engage the community in a positive manner and had fun while doing so. To me, he was more than a character on the other side of the screen. Michael was an amazing human being full of so much more. This is what makes him remain with me personally, and I am sure that you all have your very own special and private moments that you will cherish and keep close to your hearts. Michael James Fredrick, Con, Random Toon, we were all very lucky to have had him in our lives. And as much as he will be missed by us all, he will remain with us all each and every day now and forevermore. The Toontown community will never forget how he touched our lives just like he touched mine. He will now and forevermore always be Tooning Up. Thank you.
And up next we have Nat speaking.
It's on.
It's on.
Okay.
Hi everyone, my name is Nat. You might know me as Ocean Breeze, Dispirited, Better in Stereo. I have like 10 million tunes. I'm not even gonna list them all. But I honestly wrote a speech for this, but I did not think it felt right at all. So I'm sorry, I'm speaking ad lib, and I'm sorry if I just stop and keep going. At first, like, when I was younger, I first knew Random Toon. His videos were amazing, and they kept me going through middle school, high school, and it was always a source of safety and, like, for me, so that way I could feel like I could have someone there. Like, even if he wasn't actually there, like, it felt like I could just have a sort of peace in my life. And then it was last year when I came into his stream and I became a mod of his channel. And that's when I got to know Michael. Not Kong, not Random Toon, not Chad, not Jimmy, not Chef Susan, Michael. Michael was one of the most calm and just happy people. And I feel like, I don't know. I'm sorry it's hard for me to be up here, but it's been quite a wild month. And even now, I still carry, there's one thing I've learned after Michael died. Cherish every moment that you get, no matter how big or how small. Just a convention, being with a friend, because you never know when it will be your last. I hope if anybody can even get one little thing out of this, even like Michael's a great person, this, that, and the other, yada, yada, yada. I hope that you guys can take away that every memory is special. Every memory is a gift, good or bad, because it shapes you into who you are. It shaped Michael into who he was. I will carry what I've been taught, even after his death with me, every single day. It's taught me a lot. It's made me a better person, sadly, because of it. But cherish every moment. Thank you.
Up next, we have Loonatic Erika speaking.
Alright, so I just want to say that me and Disyer are going to be sharing this speech because I had gotten a little bit of what QuackityHQ wants to say and what LoopyGoopyG wants to say. So I'll be saying my part and Quackity's part while Disyer will be saying Loopy's part. So, hello. My name is Erika, but I go by Loonatic around the Toontown community. Michael, formerly known as Kong, was a very big inspiration to many people around the Toontown community, and even outside the community he was a big hit. His acting skills made us all laugh, and his creativity gave us some of a different point of view about Toontown and its community. In fact, many content creators such as QuackityHQ, Smirky, Flapjack, and Bingo were all affected by his life's work that went into giving the increasingly pale and lifeless Toontown a new breath of life that blew everyone away. I used to watch many of his videos when I was younger, and personally, I thought his Toontown content was amazing. He inspired me and many other people to be more creative with Toontown in mind. And to be honest, I also believe that he lifted everybody's spirits up, especially when they're feeling down. He achieved this magnificent feat with his brilliant acting skills, but you can see this by the hundreds of positive comments that people wrote on his videos. I have contacted QuackityHQ, who is a very popular content creator in the YouTube community, and since he has quite a few things to say about Michael, I've been entrusted to let everyone know how he felt about Michael and how he helped forge him into the person he is today. The following words were written by him, and they reflect his true feelings and experiences with Michael. Michael left a huge mark in the Toontown community, and that's easily said, but it's hard to explain with words the change he truly made on thousands of people. It goes without saying, but the Toontown community is very small to begin with, but it was Michael's creativity and passion towards his craft that inspired me and many others to do the same. I can say it's very likely I wouldn't be making videos if it wasn't for the inspiration 13-year-old me got. And you see, not only see, but it's something you also feel. Michael transmitted that love and passion for video making to me as well, and even though his content focused primarily on the small Toontown community, it doesn't change the fact that he inspired thousands for it. I am definitely not a clear reflection of Michael when it comes to content, but certain aspects and details of my humor are still definitely influenced by him. Michael has left a legacy that will prevail forever through the thousands of people he inspired. He was a gift to this small community and left too soon, but the people he inspired will inspire others, and that means, if not indirectly, his legacy will last forever. Thank you for giving me that spark of inspiration that has ultimately changed the rest of my life. Rest in peace, Michael. You truly were a gift of a human being. I have also contacted LoopyGoopyG, or widely known as Loopy, if he had any words to say in regard to how he personally thought about Michael. The following words were written by Loopy, and they reflect Michael's personal effect of him, which would be said by Disyer.
I want to start this off by making sure we all take a moment to think about Michael. One of the things I was stressed was that Michael was a man, a person, a being. Kong was merely one of his online personalities.
Disyer, just yell.
Yeah.
Yell.
Okay. I know most of us knew he was Kong, but I want to share my thoughts on the man behind everything. In the beginning, I was honestly jealous of Michael. in the sense that I was aspiring to be something that he already was. Notable, funny, witty, great editing, pacing, and things that I felt I could not achieve. I let this all fill myself up with jealousy. I wanted to be as good as him at the things he did. I came onto the scene in early 2016. At that time, Toontown Britain was conducting a Toontown short video contest, and I put something low quality and goofy out there, and then I saw Michael's submission. It has beautiful editing, excellent graphics, and funny bits. It taught us all the well-known acronym of DJSAITCHGOEADSPWYT, which means don't just stand around in Toontown Central, go out and do something productive with your time. My point is, he had the qualities and traits I dreamed of having, things I wanted to draw inspiration from for creativity in future projects. So from there, I continued to feel a form of jealousy, but also a form of inspiration from the content Michael produced. But then, every last ounce of jealousy I had changed. In November 2017, I had a concept for a jokey video, and I tried to include as many Toontown content creators as I could in it, so I figured it might be worth a shot to try and contact Michael. I sent a giant paragraph detailing the video, and hoped it wasn't too much upfront, and he replied soon after saying that he'd be happy to be a part of the video. He recorded the lines right away, sent them over, and was so kind and courteous that throughout every step. So, of course, I pitched him an entirely new video featuring iconic characters of his, which I was fearing he'd feel uncomfortable allowing me to use these characters. To which again, he said he'd be happy to, and he was just the kindest person. So, of course, I wrote up like 5 paragraphs, wrote the entire script, told him everything about my offer meme video idea, and sent it. He didn't reply for a few days. I was worried, I was overthinking. I thought it was way too much and I was overwhelmed. But then he replied. He said that he had recorded all the lines as if there were any issues to just let him know. Time and time again, whenever I speak with him about possible projects or ideas, he was always incredibly supportive, kind, and overly willing to help with my terrible jokes. You could just tell by speaking with him and working with him that he was just the kindest soul, a person that would be a joy to be around, a calming presence for sure. After that moment, that feeling of jealousy towards him changed. I realized I was wrong in myself for feeling that way, because I found out that this person was so much more than the content he put out. He was a wonderful person that only looked to help people or make them smile. After that point, I only wanted to support him. He was always nothing but the cheeriest soul, the sweetest guy, and one of the most natural people to not only work with, but to speak to. Even if he was a man of fewer words than you may hope, it was never difficult speaking to Michael. And that's how he'll always be to me. Someone who deserved a lot because they gave others that much. Someone who when you heard their name, it gave you sweet and happy memories, thoughts of cheer, joy, or just plain funny moments that he created himself. He was a wonderful man, an inspiration to myself as a content creator, a friend, a kind soul, and a great human being. There always is someone who I will always inspire to be like. Michael will live forever in the hearts and minds of this community. He's a name we won't forget, and he will always be remembered for the fantastic person he always was. Thank you.
All right, hi everyone.
Hi.
So as I said at the beginning, my name is Sarah Mudd. I came here in Michael's honor, as coming to ToonFest to meet everyone was something that he always wanted to do. Now I can stand here and talk to you about Michael's impact on me as a creator, about how his videos gave me hours of entertainment, or how he inspired me to be creative, just as most people here have talked about. I could stand here and tell you that all day, but it would be a lie. So I'll spare you the lies. Most people, and by most people I mean everyone besides me, knew Michael as a creator, an entertainer, or an influencer. While I was incredibly proud of him for all of the creative things he did and all of the hours he spent editing, recording, and perfecting his work, I was most proud of him for simply being Michael. While most people were in love with his energetic and upbeat commentary and editing style, I was in love with the way that he was always kind, caring, and putting others before himself. While most people got excited when he would upload, I would get excited when he would smile, laugh, or tell me how his day had gone. I was truly in love with every little thing that made Michael, Michael. Now, I'm not going to tell you all of the details of our love story for two reasons. One, because I will cry and you won't be able to understand anything that I'm saying. And two, because we will literally be here until the late hours of the night. Michael and I's favorite movie was The Fault in Our Stars. If you know anything about that movie, you'd know that it's very apt given Michael and I's situation now. When Hazel's love, Augustus, asked her to write his eulogy, she also said that she didn't want to discuss their love story because she couldn't. So instead, I'm going to do what Hazel did to talk about this great star-crossed lover of her life and talk about math. There's an infinite amount of numbers between 0 and 1. There's 0.1, 0.12, 0.112, and an infinite collection of others. Of course, there's a bigger set of infinite numbers between 0 and 2, or 0 and a million. Some infinities are simply bigger than other infinities. I want more numbers than I'm likely to get, and I really want more numbers for Michael McKitterick than what he got. But Michael, I cannot tell you how thankful I am for our little infinity, and I wouldn't trade it for the world. You gave me a forever within the numbered days, and for that I'm incredibly grateful. Michael was truly my soulmate. People who knew us and people who saw us together in person would tell us that we just radiated nothing but love and were the definition of friendship. I truly wish that more people got to know him in the way that I got the privilege to. But that just goes to show how humble Michael was. He didn't care if he was loved by 2 or 20,000 people. That wasn't the reason he did what he did or the reason he was always so kind. He did it for the sole reason that it made him happy. Fame, money, and recognition were irrelevant to him. I think that's the difference between him and a lot of people. I will miss Michael every day until the day that I die. I'll miss our long calls every single night where we never ever got bored or sick of each other. I'll miss being with him in person and watching movies through the night, holding hands every single opportunity we got and telling him I love him, and him always replying with, "I love you more." I'll miss his giggles and his soft-spoken voice, his real voice, not his video voice. Most of all, I'll miss the feeling I got knowing I was lucky enough to be with my true soulmate and best friend for the rest of my life. Michael undeniably made an impact on everyone here. While I know that no one else here knew him the way I did, I can 100% honestly say that he was so thankful for everyone that supported his work. He was in love with what he did, and he couldn't have made so much progress and success in what he did if it wasn't for everyone who supported him. I know with all of my heart that he would want me to thank you all wholeheartedly. He loved making you all laugh and making you happy over any sort of fame that came with it. No matter how anyone here knew Michael, whether it was as a friend, a creator, an inspiration, or a soulmate, I think we can all undeniably agree that he was always a beacon of light in the dark. Our lives would all be different had he not been here. And we should all be incredibly, incredibly grateful for the impact that he had in our lives. I sincerely hope that you always remember him. And if you don't, rest assured I will always be here to remind you. Michael James McKitterick was taken from us far too soon. But wherever he is now, I know that he is so happy and free from pain. And he's protecting me and is going to continue to make sure that all of you are still laughing and happy for years to come. So on behalf of me and Michael, thank you for everything, for the support, the love, and always believing in such a beautiful, selfless person. As Michael always said, we are connected by more than just wires. Thank you.
And that concludes our ceremony.
We are going to release the bouquet of balloons, I think.
Yeah. And without further ado,
You're not? Let's give them their hand.
is that okay? if you don't-
It's okay, wherever they go.
Thank you all so much for coming.
Seriously, thank you. Thank every single one of you for coming. I never expected such an amazing turnout, and it's so evident to me how much Michael impacted everyone's life in such an amazing a way, and I sincerely cannot thank every single person here for the amazing support that you've given me over the past month and a half. Thank you all so much.
Sharon, you are welcome.
Never forget your relatives.
There's peace, I'm sure.